Hi, well, my name is Enoch King. Originally, I was born in Antigua, then moved to Trinidad with my parents early, and then eventually to St. Thomas, and now I live in St. Croix. Let me just share with you a little bit about the state of our youth in our islands, teenagers specifically. A lot of the young people are not impressed more so with the church. They know of God. They probably, in the Caribbean islands, it's a religious culture. So they hear more about God, but they don't have a relationship with God, or they don't know how to get to Him. And what they probably are used to is a lot of rules and a lot of religion. And right now there's a cry, where they are basically saying like they need the gospel. And they need to be reached for Christ. And I think that if we don't do something now, I think that the possibility is that we'll lose another generation that really doesn't know God. Let me just share with you a little bit how I met Scott. Basically, a friend of a friend invited me to a Young Life. So I said, you know what, let me pray about it. But also after praying, I said, let me go and see what it's all about. So sure enough, we got to Puerto Rico, and I remember being in this room filled with people that I didn't know, and expecting it to be another boring conference. As I was sitting in the room, I remember these two guys walking in bathing suits. They get up there and they start doing the Macarena. And I was like, who are these crazy people? Like, what's wrong with them? And it was so much fun. It was exciting, and there was a genuine joy in the room. And then a little later on, Scott got up and he just began to unfold about Jesus. He opened up the Bible and he was talking about, who Jesus is and the reason why the world needs Jesus. And that kind of put everything in perspective for me, because I realized wow, this isn't just a fun thing. This is all about Jesus. And then a couple of days later, I think it was the last day, we met. Scott and his wonderful wife, Michelle. He began to share with us his desire to reach the islands with the gospel, reach the youth in our island. And it just sat well in my spirit, because that was my passion to see these young people in our Caribbean islands reach for Christ. I was really impressed that he just had this golden heart that wanted people to know Jesus. And that's how we met initially. Based on what God showed me at that time there, if I were to be a part of this, then Scott would be the person that I would need to, work with to help to accomplish this. Because I saw his heart. I didn't really know anyone else. I really saw his heart and his love for youth. Long story short, we invited him to Trinidad this past year to be a part of our conference there with the youth throughout the Caribbean islands, and he showed up and he shared the Young Life vision, he and his wife, and their desire to reach our youth in the Caribbean. So I think all in all, you can just see how God orchestrated everything so that we would meet, and that the next chapter in this ministry will continue. I'm honored to have here with us in Virginia Beach a good friend of mine from Trinidad. Her name is Hannah Nangu, and basically she has a real heart for youth and wants to see them reach for Christ. And she took the opportunity to come here, made a necessary sacrifice to leave her busy schedule. She's a veterinarian by profession, and it really involved a lot for her to get here, but she wanted to see this. She wanted to see what God could do and how he can use her, so she came to be a part of this.
I had no idea what Young Life was about. I just trusted Enoch. He just said that you have to see this. You have to see what they do. So I came. It was very last minute because the ticket was booked the day before. Mm-hmm. But God made a way and it had a reason why he brought us here to see, and Young Life was really excited. Like, I am excited to go back home and start Young Life. I actually have a school in mind already that I want to target and start visiting. Just like how Young Life do, they go, they sit in, they just build a relationship and eventually start telling them about Jesus and having these exciting fun nights, campaigners and clubs.
I can tell you one thing right now. I'm committed to helping Young Life being established on every island in this Caribbean, in our Caribbean. Whichever way that will, I don't know how yet that will happen in terms of time and involvement and other responsibilities and everything else, but for right now I've said to God, whatever he wants, I'm available to do accordingly.
All right, Hannah, I want you to try to not smile for 5 seconds.